We continue our team coverage now with KCRA 3's Kevin Oliver. He's joining us from the ground. Kevin, we know you just got there on scene and that you've already talked to several people and some people who have parents inside that are on lockdown. What have you learned?
That's right, Lisa. We want to show you real quick. We've got more sheriff's vehicles. We just saw just moments ago the Sonoma County Sheriff's vehicle coming in, and now we got more Sonoma County Sheriff's vehicles pulling in. We saw an armored SWAT vehicle go by just a few seconds ago here at the main entrance. We're at the very entrance to this facility here. This is where the CHP has blocked off the facility so that nobody can get back up the drive. We've only been seeing police vehicles going into the facility. We haven't seen really very many vehicles coming out yet, and you can see them speeding by, lights and sirens, as they get off of Highway 29 here in Yountsville. Now, you can also see there's a lot of cars here. The CHP has the entrance blocked off, and then there are residents or people here who have been waiting for word on their loved ones who are living up in the facility over there. And Mike, if we can show over here, way off in the distance, above the grass and everything there, where the golf course is, you can see the helicopters off to the left, just over to the left. Mike, you can see the emergency helicopters parked over here for any kind of emergency if they have to airlift anybody out of there. They've got 3 helicopters parked over there, and then also firefighters staging over there. The facility is actually up behind me in the trees here. This golf course is right down here at the base, but a lot of activity here as people wait for word on their loved ones and also wait for this situation to end here. Just a lot of armored vehicles and police vehicles going up into the facility. Nobody coming out yet at this point. Lisa?
And Kevin, I know that you have talked to some people there, and they use the word vague in terms of the information they're getting. What are they being told about their loved ones, if you can hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Not a whole lot. They've been told basically what we know, that there's 3 hostages. At least that's the preliminary reports. There's 3 hostages. A lot of them have been trying to call on their cell phones. We spoke with one gentleman who is his 92-year-old father is there, a World War II veteran who's been staying here, and he hasn't been able to get hold of him. But he said there's a possibility that he might have left his cell phone in his room and been in some other part of the facility when this happened. So there's a lot of commotion, as you might expect, with the buildings being locked down. Nobody is sure exactly where their loved ones might be, and nobody has really come out. So there's at least about 800 some odd people staying there, and we haven't seen anybody come out yet at this point.
800 veterans. I mean, that just shows you how massive this campus is. I know we've talked about it. We've shown some of the aerial pictures. I was looking at an aerial map of the place. It is massive. I mean, there are several buildings kind of in a huge U shape. So tactically speaking, I mean, this is a lot to take on. It makes sense that we're seeing all of these other agencies, Kevin, come in.
That's right, and we're talking about dormitories here. These are similar to college dorms. They have like about a room or so in some of these buildings, and so I would imagine that they're probably trying to make sure that each of those dorm rooms and all of those buildings are secure while they try to make sure that those residents are safe and try to keep the suspect in this case cornered, and also probably bringing in hostage negotiators at this point to try and get hold of whoever the suspect is and talk to them about these possible hostages.
And also, Kevin, can you talk to us a little bit about what traffic was like, how this is possibly impacting traffic in that area? And we also know there's a nearby golf course that you're pretty close to there, right next to the home. It looks like it's kind of behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, traffic on Highway 29 is still moving pretty quickly, but fine. But you'll still see a lot of the emergency vehicles coming in from the neighboring areas. You know, we're in Napa County, so Napa County was here first, as well as some Napa police officers. We're seeing Sonoma County go in with their armored vehicles. You can see more vehicles coming through right now. These ones unmarked, most likely coming from the neighboring communities, probably members of the SWAT team who are going to be joining up with the armored vehicle that's already arrived on scene just a short while ago, but just pulling into the facility here and making their way up. I'm presumably we are at least about half a mile down the main drag into the entrance of this facility. You can see everybody going by with their blue and red lights being waved in by CHP out here, who is taking up the entrance here. There's another parking lot just down to the front of us here where we have seen what looks to be like more people that are waiting for word on their families. And this is a veterans facility that takes care of people from current veterans, people who have just been released from duty, to people who have been fighting in as back to World War II, as far back as World War II. So a wide range of people staying here.